So this is sweet, and it's meant to be sweet. This is called Malaga, down here on the south coast. This is where Jorge Ordonez was born. This is where he grew up. When you're out on the coast, it's a very tourist area with lots of seafood restaurants and bars and bullfights and all that kind of stuff. When you move off the coast up into the mountains, though, you get into Old Vine Moscatel, which is Muscat. It's Muscat Garnacha. This project actually was initiated by one of the greatest reserve winemakers on the planet, Alois Crocker from Austria, who came to Jorge and said, I want to make reserve wine with you in your home area with these Old Vine Muscats. So most of these are 80-year-old vines. You can see this guy out here pulling leaves in the middle of this thing. So yet another place where you cannot get any machines out here. You use a mule or you do it by hand, basically. This is what the Muscat plant looks like. You can see this kind of weathered slate soil that they have here. The wind is blowing constantly in this place. You're kind of over the crest. You can't see the ocean from here, but the wind is coming in constantly. But this particular wine, they make several versions. This is, as Crocker does with his Trockenbeer and Auslese wines in Austria, he numbers them in levels of sweetness. So this is number 2. So there's actually 2 wines sweeter than this above this one. But I wanted to show this one because it's a pretty electric version of this. It's what they do with this is you take the grapes. Put it this way, a late harvest in this area is in September, whereas most people late harvest is November. There's a lot of sun here. So they basically harvest the grapes into those boxes that you see them that stack. They put them in this room in the middle of the vineyard, they open the doors, the warm wind blows through the boxes and raisins the grapes in the box. So you lose the water. You press this enormous amount of sugar pulp, but right before you do it, you also chill it down. So there's even some grapes that freeze in this process. So this is kind of a combination of raisins and frozen grapes of Muscat called Victoria, who's Jorge's sister. Jorge's sister actually runs this project on a daily basis down there. But there's 1, 2, 3 in Essencia. This is number 2, Victoria. This is about the same level as what you would see a high beer and Auslese or a low Trockenbeer and Auslese, about 180 units per liter residual sugar of Muscatel. Fruit dessert wine, definitely. Just really, especially fruit crisp, tropical fruit desserts are actually quite good with this thing, especially in combination with brulees or panna cottas and stuff like that. But generally, really clean fruit-based desserts is what are really good to show this off with. Generally, the rule is you want the dessert wine to be sweeter than the dessert, otherwise it tastes bitter. That's why I'm trying to make sure the whole champagne dessert thing does not work. That's putting dry, bitter wine with super sweet dessert is a bad combination. So
Can you pause it? Why do you want the wine to be sweeter?
Because if it's not, the wine tastes bitter compared to the sweet dessert. That's why. And in this case, it'd be pretty easy. This one's generally sweeter than most of them. Especially if you're just doing regular fruits, it's going to be sweeter than that. Yeah. Now there's one below this called Selection Especial, which is crisper, a little more refreshing because it's not as much sugar as you're seeing in this one. And the one above this, well, you have to do the right dessert also. You have to have the right vibrance of fruits, but no, never. There's not a chocolate dessert. No, definitely not. That's not. It's a sip fruit dessert one. Chocolate, well, a few different things that I like with it. One of them is one of the things that we work with, which is Pedro Ximenez, which is the grape they grow in south of Spain also. They use it to make sherry-style wines, but they can make it in different levels of sweetness, depending on how sweet you need it. Whether it's cream, actually, that's generally the best style, is to go with
sherry or port?
A cream style, yeah. Or port has been good quite a bit. One of the old famous pairings is Banyuls, which is a fortified red wines. Red sweet wines, I think, show off pretty well with that. Chocolate's a hard pairing, though. You actually do have to taste that dessert against it to make sure you've got the right blend. But those are more the styles that I would go with. Either cream styles of sherry, ports,